home prices tanking? We're seeing a lot of price reductions on the market lately. Is this an indication of a bigger problem? Yo, I'm Adrienne, a longtime Florida realtor, and I'm here to help you get your Florida life. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're new here, new videos come out every Wednesday. And in between, I often put out home tours and shorter videos. So if you are interested, please subscribe. If you own in the area and would like a free market valuation, you can sign up for that in the link in the description or shoot me an email. I'm happy to help. If you've been watching the market lately, you may have been noticing a lot of big price reductions. Today, we are going to break them down and see how prevalent and how big they really are. There's going to be a lot of numbers in this video. Some of you will love that. Others, maybe not so much, but I promise I will try to make it as understandable as possible. While I have been selling real estate for a long time, I'm used to explaining this type of thing at a kitchen table with somebody across from me that can ask questions or even make a face like, what? So if there's something you don't understand or you think I could make simpler, please leave it in the comments. As the teachers used to say, if you don't understand it, somebody else probably doesn't either. It will also help me because I really love getting this information out to people. And the more feedback I get, the better I get at it. It happens to me frequently these days that somebody says to me, the house around the corner for me, it's been on the market a long time and it keeps reducing its price. That's all we see. Or, the market is crashing if you see all those price reductions out there. And then you see a lot of realtors like me saying things like, well, the market's more leveling off or balancing out. But there are a lot of price reductions out there. I took a deep look at the numbers, and I'm going to tell you some of them did shock me. Let's take a look. I downloaded the last 6 months of sales in the 33950 zip code. I did this on Friday. There were about 217 solds for single family homes. And I downloaded them and I looked at the original price, which is the price when it hit the market, and then what they call the list price in the MLS, which means the price it was when it sold. And then I looked at the close price, which is obviously what it sold for. So it goes on the market, it has an original price. If they reduce it before it goes on our contract, the list price is going to be different than the original price. And then it closes at a lower price if they negotiate something off the list price. When we look at all 217 homes, the average price reduction was 4%. That's the difference between the original price and the price it was when it went under contract. And then we saw another 4% on average negotiated off from the list price to the close price. That's on all 217 homes. I thought it would be interesting to split the homes up. And I did this a couple of times. First, I took just homes that had a price reduction versus homes that did not have a price reduction. I will say there were 2 homes that had price increases. I'll put the numbers up for them. While 2 homes, I guess that's interesting. It shows that something had a price increase. It's not enough to really gather any information about maybe these homes had some improvements while they were for sale, or who knows what happened. In the group of homes that had price reductions, there were 100 homes, which means there were 115 homes that never had a price reduction. So about half had some sort of price reduction before they went under contract. The average price reduction was about 9%. And then the average in this group off the list price before close was about 4.5%, giving a total of about 13% from the original price to the close price. What really interests me are the homes that went on the market over 10% of what they closed for. The reason being, we're seeing about 4% being negotiated off the list price. If a home went on the market 10% over what it finally closed for, again, you don't really know. The sellers might have had a little extra time. Maybe they were just shooting their shot, as we say. There's an argument for this is a waste of time, but I'm not going to make it in this case because it's reasonable to understand, okay, you're going to go on, you're going to try something for a couple of weeks and then drop it. Against often my best advice, but let's go with it. I then divided out all the homes that started 10% above what they would finally sell for, meaning what they were really worth. There were 52 homes on this list. That is what shocked me in all of this. That's almost a quarter of the homes went on the market over 10% of what they finally sold for. The average price reduction in that group was 13%, but we saw up to 40%. There was one outlier, and I did do some research on that. They made a note they had sold the furniture for $500,000. So I did correct for that. So just know that these numbers reflect if I saw something really out there. Beyond that price reduction, the average negotiated off the list price was 6.5% higher than the average negotiated off the other groups that we did. Remember, it was about 4%, 4.5%. Then when we look at the original price versus the closed price, we're looking at about 19%. You're also looking at the highest days on market in this group. Does this mean the market is tanking, or are homes simply being put on the market too high? First of all, I'd like to say back to everybody talking about all the price reductions. If there are 52 homes that spend the longest amount of time on the market that you're seeing all these price reductions, I do believe, I'm a psychiatrist, but I do believe that sticks in your head a little bit more. Those homes stand out because you keep seeing them. They're on the market longer. 52 is a lot out of 217. It does seem like something is going on there. The latest numbers from the Florida Realtors Association show that in August 2023, the median sales price is actually down 11% from two. However, when you look back at August 22 versus August 21, the median sales price was up 20%. And if you go back a year further from 2021 versus 2020, the median sales price was up 44.8%. So an 11% drop is a hit, and I don't want to minimize that because when you own a home, you don't like to see the prices going down like that. However, they went up so much for so long, an 11% hit. It's more of the balancing act that we're seeing here in the market. It's also likely why we're seeing houses go on the market for much more than they're worth. To be fair, it's hard if you're a homeowner to find your home pricing and figure out where the dust is actually settling. So what are my key takeaways? First, for sellers, homes are still selling, and they're selling for good prices. But the better you price it, the quicker it's going to sell, and likely the more it's going to sell for. We all know that when buyers see homes sitting on the market, what's the first question they ask? What's wrong with it? I could actually break these numbers down even more to waterfront versus non-waterfront or different price tiers. If you need help with that, if you're thinking about selling your home and you want a market valuation, you want me to sit down and really go through the numbers so you can price it correctly, please reach out. Again, there's a link in the description, or you can email me. What's my takeaway for buyers? It's easy when you're a buyer to focus on these price reductions. But remember, more than half of the homes did not have a price reduction. What I'm seeing is some buyers kind of stepping back and saying, well, we'll just wait to see if that home has a price reduction. If you see in your price range a home go on the market and it is a little bigger or a little shinier, or maybe has a better view than all the other homes, that's a good deal, and it's not going to be around to get the price reduction. Remember, homes are selling at about 96% of list price. That's still pretty good, and the better price the home, the quicker it's going to go. So don't wait. If you're not working with a realtor and you see a home that you find interesting, even if you're not quite ready to buy, feel free to shoot me that email. I will give you my full opinion on what's going on. I'm happy to answer any questions as always. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week.